Today's question, hi everybody, is from Caleb in the USA, Knoxville, Tennessee. Bought it at a little general store in Knoxville, Tennessee. Made my first company to ever make wristwatches. Up until then, people just wore pocket watches. This was bought by Private Doughboy Uriah Coolidge on the day he set sail for Paris. This was your great-grandfather's war watch, and he wore it every day. He was in that war, and when he'd done his duty. Anyway, that was from Pulp Fiction. Don't want to get caught on the quote train. But yeah, Knoxville, Tennessee. Very cool. What are some songs that you wrote that you really enjoyed creating, but might be somewhat obscure or less commonly known? Good question. Very, very good question. And I'll let you in on a little secret. I actually thought I hit record and I didn't. So I did a rehearsal for this. So I have the tracks ready to go. There's the old stuff that's really popular, like the Deus Ex Hong Kong Streets, Go Down from Unreal Tournament, the usual suspects, right? There's also tracks that that I think that I was really proud of, that I thought maybe this could be pushed a little further. One of them is Carpe Diem, which is a Impulse Tracker mod file I wrote in the mid-90s, and it was inspired by Tangerine Fascination by Andrew Sega, aka Necros, when we were doing demo scene, just computer tracking stuff. Carpe Diem, I thought, man, maybe this could, I could sell this song to Justin Timberlake or something like that, and have him sing on top of it. Maybe it could take off and be a hit. Not many people know that. Just about all the music I've written that is my music, maybe not all the game soundtracks, is on Bandcamp. And you can go check it out, alexanderbrandon.bandcamp.com. And yes, that is the best way to support the artist at the moment. Yes, I could do more t-shirts and branding and all the stuff that struggling musicians do. Oh my gosh. A lot of people out there that I see, only a few of whom I've subscribed to. And there's people that just talk about it that are musicians, but they've gotten famous talking about it, like Rick Beato. I think that's how you pronounce it. Be that as it may. So there's the Craftsman, which is I've told the story a lot, but Clip Blazinski asked me to write a track for a old Epic game that they were developing, didn't get made, but he said, hey, I'm inspired by he had some pretty good taste. I'm diverging a second. I know that there was talk of doing pop artists like Eminem for various projects. He's like, I want this person, I want that person, but he had good imagination. And so in this particular case, he said, check out the trailer for Dark City. And I was inspired. So I wrote The Craftsman based on that, the first half of it. The second half was, I just finished it by the time I got to Ion Storm, and I was making Invisible War, Deus Ex Invisible War with the team there. And I really like The Craftsman. I put it out as a single. I think it's the best-selling single, if you can call it that. How many things did it sell? I don't know. My sales don't go up above a few hundred for an album or a single or anything like that. So, but even so, if it sells if I write it and it makes $500, I call that a win. Right. So there's other stuff, and you can find Carpe Diem in the mod collection. More recently, check out Taco Hamster Hero by Global Outlier. It's a game you can get on Android and iPhone. It's a Vampire Survivor type game. It's fun. It's got a lot of power-ups, a lot of progression stuff that you can do, a lot of different approaches than Vampire Survivor, but it's basically a Vampire Survivor type game. And I loved writing the soundtrack for that. And the producer, CJ, gave me a great idea for the first level that was based on Buckaroo Banzai, Adventures in the Fifth Dimension, an 80s film. The ending song on Buckaroo Banzai is it is very earwormy. I think I did the radio thing. I'm dating myself here, but when you listen to radio songs, they would play them over and over again and they would get in your head and you'd buy the album because well, usually because you liked it, sometimes because you heard it so many times and it just grew on you. But the ending tune just is infectious for Buckaroo Banzai and the Taco Hamster Hero first level theme. But I did a bunch of other stuff. I would channel Vert, aka Jacob Kaufman, for like one of the game type levels, and that was a heck of a lot of fun. I got to do chiptune stuff, which I mean to get into a bit more because the tools are there, right? That's a whole other thing to talk about. Yeah, so suspension is another one, another mod, and Omega Force. So go check out Omega Force. I love all the songs on that. I really like Until We Meet Again, which I had done the beginning of for like an old YouTube video that you might find here, like an update at the end. And people were like, when are you going to write the whole thing? And I wanted to write the whole thing, and I did. And I dialed in some Frost. Respect to Jim Godfrey, as usual. Check out Frost if you haven't, because they are one of the world's best progressive bands, like ever. And I dialed in a bit of inspiration from them, like I did on my Just Fun album, also available on Bandcamp. So, yeah, that I think is more or less some slightly more obscure stuff that isn't super popular or that games that have sold a ton. And check out my Bandcamp page and peruse some things and see what stuff might grab you. I have put myself out there compositionally. The Adlib collection contains like my earliest computer stumblings, if you want to call them that, of music writing. And there's some people that really gravitate to that kind of stuff too. So, yeah. So, Caleb, thanks a lot for the question, and I'll see you all on the next one.